guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episodes 11 and 12 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. The last two episodes that I watched were definitely showing flaws that Katara has, things that she needs to work on, and showing a lot of Sokka's strength. We really should trust his instincts, that his instincts are sound. And to where, you have Aang, who's this airbender, and he's an amazing airbender, and he picks up waterbending very easily and very quickly. And, Katara trying to become this waterbender, but she's very much like the matriarch, I guess, of the group. Like she's the I don't want to say the mom, but she does kind of mom Aang a little bit. Essentially she's a middle child, so she's helping, like being a big sister with Aang, and then, she's still the bratty little sister to Sokka, and still teases him, still a little mean to him. But I think the more that they are together, the more that they rely on each other, the stronger that relationship will get. But then even with Sokka and in seeing his strengths, that he can be this silly, goofy, bratty brother, but he is a warrior. Like I said, like Aang with the airbending, Katara with the waterbending, and then you have this warrior that is in Sokka. And he's a great warrior. He is. He has had to teach himself how to do that. And I don't know if it's through history books, but, he was trying to show the kids how to be warriors. And he's had to also learn, just as Katara has on his own, how to be this person, and it's sad because they have to assume an identity. She has to be a waterbender because, like, that's how she helps her village thrive. That's how she helps them survive. And he has to be this warrior because he's the man that's in charge. And so he's teaching himself how to be a man. And that's incredibly hard. Like he's going off of memory of what he remembers of the other men from the village, about his father. The more he's in this role, the better of a leader he becomes. And I'm really proud of him. Now, with Aang being really good at waterbending, and I think that will make Katara a better waterbender, and just because he can bend water better than her doesn't mean that, like, he will be the best waterbender. I think her learning, like, her stances and getting all of this extra knowledge from Aang will only increase her ability. I'm really looking forward to the future of these bending abilities. I really am. Now, still on our way to the North Pole, we had a slight run-in with the Fire Nation, but more importantly with Zuko. And, now Katara is aware that he has her mother's necklace. I feel like when she sees him in the future, she's going to really want to try to get that necklace back from him. That's really special to her. It's a special memento. There's a memory that's attached to it. She lost her mother. I could see her kind of being a little blinded by her emotions and wanting to get that back. And, you see Uncle Iroh kind of take some of these side quests where he wants to find a lotus tile that he has misplaced. Yeah. Oh, wow. It was up his sleeve. Crazy. Weird. I think he's trying to, like, keep his nephew busy and kind of keep his mind off of capturing the Avatar, recapturing his father's honor. I think, like, he's, like, just trying to, like, I don't know, maybe even have fun with his nephew. And I adore Uncle Iroh for that and his goofiness and his shenanigans, but also, like, he's a good uncle. That's a good family member to be with. Like, I think Zuko's kind of lucky because his father sounds horrible, but his uncle's pretty cool. So now we are hopefully on our way to the North Pole. They said they're 3 weeks out. I'm sure that they are going to be making stops along the way, as they do. 1, for supplies because they need it, but, like, 2, I can just imagine that Aang's not, he was really anxious to get to the North Pole because, like, he's worried that he's not going to be able to learn what he needs to learn before he faces the Fire Lord. He still needs to be a kid. He still needs to experience fun. And like, I don't want him to grow up too quickly because he only has, like, this much more time before he's got to possibly do something that will change him for forever. I don't know if that's killing the Fire Lord or not, but that will definitely change that little boy from a little boy to something else. And I'm not looking forward to it, but I am looking forward to these episodes. So guys, let's get into it.
Aren't you forgetting the tarp?
Got it.
Sokka, you're supposed to put the tarp on top of the tent.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't get rained on.
Ordinarily, you'd be right. But seeing how it's the dry season, you're not.
You don't know that? I live in the desert. It rains out here.
Ugh, you're infuriating.
Why don't you worry about gathering the firewood?
Well, if you don't like my firewood...
If you're not gonna do your job...
Oh, well, that's...
Hey, where's the campfire? And what happened to the tent?
Brothers and sisters having battles.
Well, you're Mr. Lazy Bum, king of the tent.
Harsh words won't solve problems.
True.
Action will. Why don't you just switch jobs?
Yeah.
Settling feuds and making peace. All in a day's work for the Avatar.
Can they share? Oh. Oh. There we go.
Come on, Momo, that's fair. Appa's got 5 stomachs.
Oh. I didn't know that. It's a lot of poop.
There it is, guys. The Great Divide.
I could just stare at it forever.
Okay, I've seen enough.
Oh.
This is the largest canyon in the entire world.
We'll be able to see it very clearly from the air while we fly away. Hey, if you're looking for a canyon guide, I was here first.
From out of nowhere.
Is that your tribe?
It most certainly is not. That's the Zhang tribe. They've been the enemies of my tribe for 100 years.
This guy's really angry.
I'm saving a spot for my tribe, so don't even think of stealing it.
I didn't know the canyon guide took reservations.
That's the ignorance I'd expect from a messy Zhang.
Oh. This guy's kind of mean. Earthbender! Oh, he looks nice.
Who's ready to cross this here canyon?
One of them, I think.
Oh.
My party's on their way.
I can't guide people who aren't here.
Wait, here they come.
Well, they look peaceful.
You're not seriously gonna cave into these spoiled Ganjins? We've got sick people that need shelter.
Maybe you Zhangs wouldn't have so many sick people if you weren't such slobs.
Okay, the Great Divide is not only physical, but also between tribes.
This is the Avatar. I'm sure he can come up with a compromise that will make everyone happy.
Oh, Katara. No pressure.
You could share the Earthbender and travel together?
Yep.
Absolutely not. We'd rather be taken by the Fire Nation than travel with those stinking thieves.
Too much pride.
I am not pompous.
Alright, here's the deal. You're all going down together and Appa here will fly your sick and elderly across. Does that seem fair?
Yeah. Good job, Aang.
Are you sure it's a good idea getting involved in this?
I'm not sure.
Probably not.
Making peace between people is his job.
His job's gonna make us cross this whole thing on foot, isn't it?
No food allowed in the canyon.
What?
It attracts dangerous predators.
No food?
So they're supposed to starve while they cross?
Would you rather be hungry or dead? All food better be in your gut or in the garbage.
Yeah, eat up. No snacks? I'd never make it.
See you on the other side, buddy. Yip yip.
Ah, Appa. That's our good boy. Okay.
This canyon was most likely carved into the ground by earth spirits who were angry at local farmers for not offering them a proper sacrifice.
Or tectonic plates. Catch it?
Hope you all brought sacrifices.
They weren't even allowed to bring food and they need to have a sacrifice?
Why'd you do that?
Gotta make sure we can't be followed. We'll be safe now.
Ah! I don't like it. No.
We gotta
No.
help him.
Oh, nice, Sokka.
Okay, now we gotta.
That is ugly. I don't like it. Notice that all the kids are fighting, and none of the adults came forward.
What was that?
Canyon crawler.
Ugh.
Your arms, they're broken.
Without my arms, I got no bending.
We're trapped in this canyon.
Or Aang learns how to earthbend.
I thought the whole point of ditching our food was so we wouldn't have to deal with things like canyon crawlers.
It's the Zhangs. They took food down here even after the guide told them not to.
If there's anyone who can't go without food for a day, it's you pampered Gonjins.
Over the arguing already.
We need to get out of this canyon. I won't die down here.
Oh, wow.
I won't become part of the food chain.
It's dark.
We should split up. Ganjin's on this side and Zhang's on that side.
I don't know. I feel like they could get lost.
You guys aren't gonna put up your tarps?
What for? It's the dry season.
Exactly!
Oh, God.
Finally, someone gets it.
Until it rains.
You really think it'll rain?
No, but you can never be too careful, right?
They're with the perfect tribe for each other. They had food, and they blamed it on the Zhangs?
You really think that tribe of thieves isn't smuggling food, and the sneaky Zhangs are stuffing their faces?
I guess it's okay if everyone's doing it.
No.
So, why does your tribe hate the Zhang so much?
I bet you would enjoy hearing some history.
I would as well. Because it's, quite frankly, very bratty behavior between adults.
Jin Wei was an earthbender warrior who was assigned an important duty, transporting our sacred orb from the Great Eastern Gate to the Great Western Gate. Taking the orb from the east to the west represents the sun's rising and setting. Jin Wei was attacked by one of the Zhang. That coward Wei Jin knocked Jin Wei to the ground and stole our sacred orb.
Wei Jin, Jin Wei. Yin and Yang.
Our conflict with the Gonjin goes back over 100 years.
Let's see what their side of the story is.
Our forefather, Wei Jin, was leaving the western gate of our village when he saw a figure in the distance. Wei Jin stopped to help him.
This is an interesting animation style.
Wei Jin tried to tend to the man's wounds, but Jin Wei insisted the orb was more important. Kind Wei Jin promised to send help for the man as soon as he could. He was arrested. Instead of thanking him for his kind and selfless deed, they sentenced him to 20 long years in prison.
Wow, that's intense.
We Zhangs will never forget that injustice.
You gonna finish that?
I'm sure there's a middle somewhere.
We'll be out of here soon enough. And then we can eat our weight in lychee nuts.
Good for you, Momo.
Nah, I'll wait for the lychee nuts. I wish I could help these people get along. I guess our biggest problem is getting out of here.
I'm not so sure the two problems are unrelated.
Smart man.
All clear. We're almost to the other side.
It's nice that this canyon was symmetrical with two different lanes.
As soon as we get out of here, we can eat, and then go our separate ways.
Maybe the Zhang can climb the wall with their long, disgusting fingernails.
Oh my gosh. This is grating.
Why, you dirty thief!
You pompous fool!
Fight! Settle this once and for all.
Harsh words won't solve problems.
Perhaps the Avatar is right.
Aww.
Harsh words will never solve our problems.
Action will.
Fight. I mean, having it out might be the best idea.
I take it back. Harsh words aren't so bad.
What he needed to say is you guys need to take action to fix it. Did he cut off one of her little poops? Okay, okay.
Is that food? You guys put our lives in danger because you couldn't go without a snack for a day?
Me.
You're all awful.
Yeah. What is it?
So hungry.
Oh, God.
That egg custard in that tart.
Oh, that does sound so good. Oh, maybe they could ride the beasties up the wall.
I don't care about this stupid feud. I just want us to get out of here alive.
I only took their side because they fed me.
It's the way to Sokka's heart. Whoa. Good job, Katara. Look at her getting better at that.
Watch me do what I do.
He's gonna ride him up the side of the wall. Yep. Look at them working together. Interesting.
We're riding out of this hole.
I don't even know what they are. Spider, furry. I don't even know. I don't even know what they are. Canyon crawlers, that's what they are.
We made it!
And you worked together to make it happen. Are they going to be able to eat with their snouts still closed?
You thieves stole our sacred orb from Jin Wei.
You tyrants unjustly imprisoned Wei Jin for 20 long years.
Jin Wei? Wei Jin? I know those guys.
Yeah?
I was there 100 years ago on the day you're talking about.
He was?
First of all, Jin Wei and Wei Jin weren't enemies. And there were 8.
They were 8?
The sacred orb from the legend? That was the ball. There was no stealing and no putting anyone in prison. Just a game.
Really? And it was just 8-year-olds?
They respected each other's differences enough to share the same playing field.
I suppose it's time we forget the past.
And look to the future.
Well, that's... I didn't expect that.
That's some luck you knew Jin Wei and Wei Jin.
You could call it luck. Or you could call it lying.
What?
I made the whole thing up.
Oh. Wow. I mean, it worked. Wow. I feel incredibly duped. He really lied. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, smart. Made them work together. Now they have like a new story to tell around the campfire. Wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. You dreaming? Oh, wow.
Gyatso?
Why did you disappear?
This is a horrible dream. What a nightmare.
We need you, Wang. We need you.
No pressure.
What's going on?
Sokka was ready to go.
You seem to be having a lot of nightmares lately. You want to tell me about
He's
it?
stressed. There's a lot of pressure.
You guys want to hear about my dream?
Sure.
That's okay. I didn't want to talk about it anyway. This was in my dream. We shouldn't go to the market.
What happened in your dream?
Food eats people.
Oh, well, that's a bit much.
Also, Momo could talk.
Oh.
You said some very unkind things.
A storm is approaching from the north.
We know the Avatar is traveling northward, so we will do the same.
Consider the safety of the crew.
Yeah.
The safety of the crew doesn't matter.
Wow, really?
Finding the Avatar is far more important than any individual's safety.
Disagree.
He doesn't mean that. He's just all worked up.
I hope he doesn't mean that. Goodness.
I don't know if I like the sound of that swishing.
It's the ripe juices swishing around.
I I just realized we're out of money anyway.
Oh, well, that's rude.
There's going to be a terrible storm.
Ah, you're crazy. Quit your nagging, woman.
Hey.
I hope your brain can find someone else to haul that fish.
Then I'll find a new fish hauler and pay him double what you get.
Job opening.
I'll go.
You're hired.
And he's paying double.
Double? Who told you that nonsense?
That's what you just said.
Looks like your uncle was right about the storm after all.
You'd better learn some respect, or I will teach it to you.
They're not going to stay loyal to him if he keeps treating him like that.
The way you talk to everyone around here shows you know nothing about respect. You don't care about anyone but yourself.
Yep.
What should I expect from a spoiled prince?
Enough.
Oh, I was hoping it'd keep going.
I'm sure after a bowl of noodles, everyone will feel much better.
Noodles, tea, duck.
I don't need your help keeping order on my ship.
Apparently you do.
Boy with tattoos. Airbender tattoos. You're the Avatar, ain't you?
That's right.
You turned your back on the world.
Don't yell at him. Aang would never turn his back on anyone.
Then I guess I must have imagined the last 100 years of war and suffering.
Oh.
It's not his fault he disappeared, right, Aang? Aang, what's wrong?
He did try to disappear on purpose.
I'm sorry for running away.
That fisherman was way out of line.
Actually, he wasn't.
What do you mean?
It's kind of a long story.
Oh.
I'll never forget the day the monks told me I was the Avatar.
So scary for a kid.
First, you form the ball. Then you gotta get on quick. Oh, yeah! You kinda have to balance on it like it's a top. Where'd you learn that trick, Aang? I made it up.
Aang, come with us. We need to speak with you.
They saw that he was a little too good.
Those were some of my favorite toys when I was little.
The toys you picked were the 4 Avatar relics.
Oh.
These items belong to Avatar's past.
I fear that war may be upon us, young Avatar.
We need you, Aang.
And so he ran away. It's a lot of pressure to put on a kid.
Who does Zuko think he is?
Do you really want to know? May I join you?
Yeah, I want to hear this. Iroh's explanation probably clear things up.
My nephew is a complicated young man.
Oh, no scar. Are we going to see him get his scar?
But the 41st is entirely new recruits. How do you expect them to defeat a powerful Earth Kingdom battalion?
He doesn't.
I don't.
Sacrifice. Oof.
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that. How can you betray them?
Yeah.
So you were upset that you were the Avatar?
After I found out, everything began changing. Hey, not bad!
Now that you're the Avatar, it's kind of an unfair advantage for whichever team you're on.
Yeah.
So what? I can't play?
That's the only fair way.
That's heartbreaking.
The Avatar should be training.
Aang has already trained enough for today.
I must test you on some high-level techniques.
Goodbye, childhood.
As long as I am his guardian, I will decide when he trains. And when he gets his butt kicked at Pai Sho.
Yeah, he didn't get to play. They wanted him to just train all the time.
After Zuko's outburst in the meeting, the Fire Lord became very angry with him. Prince Zuko's challenge of the general was an act of complete disrespect. There was only one way to resolve this.
Agni Kai. A fire duel.
Agni Kai, a fire duel.
Zuko misunderstood. Zuko had spoken out against the general's plan. But by doing so in the Fire Lord's war room, It was the Fire Lord whom he had disrespected.
Oh no.
Zuko would have to do his own father.
Aang needs to have freedom and fun.
Yes.
He needs to grow up as a normal boy.
Yes.
You are letting your affection for the boy cloud your judgment.
All I want is what is best for him.
Yeah.
You and Aang must be separated. The Avatar will be sent away to the Eastern Air Temple to complete his training.
That's heartbreaking. That is so heartbreaking.
That's awful, Aang.
They wanted to take away everything I knew and everyone I loved!
Whoa! Hot cinders!
Yeah, watch the arrow.
You have a right to be angry after the monks sent you away like that.
That's not exactly what happened.
He ran away.
I'm not going to let them take you away from me. Aang?
I never saw Gyatso again.
Oh, Appa. It's a good boy.
The fisherman was right. I did turn my back on the world.
You're being too hard on yourself.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it was meant to be.
When Prince Zuko saw that it was his father, he begged for mercy.
Please, Father. I only had the Fire Nation's best interest at heart.
You will fight for your honor.
I won't fight you.
You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher. I looked away.
I always thought that Prince Zuko was in a training accident.
It was no accident. The Fire Lord said that by refusing to fight, Zuko had shown shameful weakness. As punishment, he was banished and sent to capture the Avatar. Only then could he return with his honor.
An impossible task.
Capturing the Avatar is the only chance he has of things returning to normal.
Things will never return to normal. But the important thing is, the Avatar gives Zuko hope.
Yeah. He's so bitter and angry.
Oh, please help!
You're safe.
But my husband isn't.
How'd she get up there?
Sokka!
They haven't returned. They should have been back by now.
I'm going to find them.
I'm going with you.
I'm staying here.
Atta girl.
The helmet!
Brave. Look at how brave Zuko is, trying to save somebody on his ship. Good job, Uncle.
Come on, Appa!
Nice. Wasn't sure if we were gonna bend water or air in that moment.
The Avatar!
What do you want to do, sir?
Let him go. We need to get this ship to safety.
Attaboy.
I'm too young to die!
You are.
But I still don't wanna!
Nice. Oh, I would definitely throw up. Come on, Appa. Oh. Come on, Aang. Oh, yes.
Uncle, I'm sorry.
Your apology is accepted.
Yeah. Y'all got a date with Destiny, I think.
You owe this boy an apology.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, what if instead of an apology, I give him a free fish and we call it even?
Just one?
I don't eat meat.
Fish ain't meat.
You're still gonna pay me, right?
Via fish.
I can't make guesses about how things would have turned out if I hadn't run away.
Yep.
If you weren't here now, well, I guess I wouldn't be either.
Yeah. You guys leave him alone. He's perfect. Oh, I loved that episode so much. Okay, well, yeah, I didn't think the first thing on this show that would make me cry is necessarily Zuko's story, but that is heartbreaking. Like I had already felt bad for him because I knew that a lot of him being the way that he is, he's acting out because of what he's gone through and the banishment and not having the love of your father and having to restore honor. And his father gave him the impossible task of capturing the Avatar, which had not been seen in over 100 years. And I don't think his father thought the Avatar was coming back. So essentially he just said, like, go find the Holy Grail, you know, like think of anything else that's impossible. And that's what his father pretty much told him to do. So technically it was a lifetime permanent banishment. God, he's so lucky to have Uncle Iroh. He really is. That definitely the wrong person is in charge. They have the wrong leader of the Fire Nation. Because someone with Uncle Iroh's heart and his compassion and his laid-back demeanor sometimes, but, you know, he's just a good guy, and I'm glad that Zuko has him, not only to lean on, but to learn from. And I think the more he's around his uncle, the more he will learn those lessons. Now, the fact that his father was the one that gave him the scar, the fact that he wouldn't fight his father, he was more than happy to fight the general and prove his honor that way, but he did not want to fight his father, and his father not only scarred him, but then banished him. And to be given such a visual scar and to have like such a public outcasting, that is poor child. That poor child. Now also I love that they had the two episodes, they just had parallels. You know, the Great Divide between the two groups, and obviously you have the physical Great Divide that I'm going to just say is like the Grand Canyon, but then the divide between these two tribes and the coming together of those two tribes. Now, I don't know if that means that we're going to see Zuko and Aang eventually coming together, but I think that would be best. God, I don't know if that happens. That would be so wonderful if it did, though. Aang running away from, you know, this destiny, and he had to give up his childhood, and that was the thing that bothered me since the beginning of the series, was that, like, Aang was never allowed to be a kid. Like, he had his moments where they showed, like, the throwing of the pies, and, you know, now he's on all these journeys, and he's stopping for all of this, you know, shenanigans and goofiness, and it's because he just wants to be a kid. You know, he just wants the ability to have a childhood, and that was taken from him. You know, the kid's not wanting to play with him because he has the advantage of being the Avatar. Yeah, but, like, you could find a way of making him at a disadvantage instead of just casting him out completely. Oh, blindfold him, or, you know, like, tell him that he can only use half strength, or whatever, I don't know. The fact that they saw Monk Gyatso as a weakness of Aang's, when actually it was such a strength. Because, you know, he allowed him to have fun while learning strategy. And I think personally, like, had Aang stayed, maybe the Fire Nation would have destroyed them all. But if he had had Monk Gyatso with him, maybe to the Eastern Air Temple, like, things might have turned out really, really different. Neither one of those boys are allowed to be boys. And I would say with Aang, he very much was hanging out in the past about running away and not wanting to move on from what he did. And he's terrified of the future. And very much what he's doing when he stops at all these places is living in the here and now and in the present. And I always say that, like, you can't dwell on the past. You can't constantly be looking over your shoulder thinking about what could have been and things you could have done differently. And if I could only go back and change this, you can't live that way. And you can't also be in fear of the future and constantly be looking so far down the road that you miss everything else that's in front of you. And I really like that, like, especially with Aang, I do feel like he lives a lot in the present. And, you know, past a couple episodes, there's the fear of the future because now he knows that there's a timeline that like, there is an end game, there is an end point to all of this in which he has to face the Fire Lord. And that's terrifying. So if he can just cherish the moment and enjoy the moment and be the Avatar when he needs to be the Avatar, whether it is bringing the Great Divide back together with a lie or, you know, saving somebody's life and choosing not to run away from the situation, I think that, like, that's being in the moment. And I just want so much more of that for Aang, and I don't think he's going to get it. I'm bummed. It's really interesting, though, that the first episode that I watched, like, there was, like, no fear of a storm coming whatsoever. Like, why put the tarp on? Like, yeah, it's not going to rain. It's the dry season. And then the very next episode, it was like, no one's believing that a storm's coming, but here comes a storm. I like how they, like, tie into each other. It's kind of complete. I like how my little sets of two are mathing perfectly, even storyline-wise. I love it. Now, I feel like some people had issues with the Great Divide. I want to say I saw that in the comments, and I read the comments, but I also try to ignore when people are talking about future episodes. But I do remember somebody bringing up the Great Divide and saying that, like, that was like a problem episode for people, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because the Avatar lying to bring these people back together. That could be it. I would say that, like, that's probably my least favorite episode, because I will say that at the end of it, I was like, really? That's the story? Oh, that's not the story. It's a lie. Okay. But the following one, The Storm, definitely probably one of my favorite episodes thus far, besides Avatar Roku. I think those two episodes are the standout ones for me that I am like, yeah, it's good stuff. And, you know, we see the continuation of Sokka, like, still being brave. You know, him sitting up with his knives from sleep, like, he's ready to go. You know, him taking charge for the canyon crawlers, and, like, none of the adults in either one of the tribes wanting to do anything about it. And here's Sokka and Katara and Aang doing everything, like, leaving it to the children to do. I genuinely value Sokka as a warrior. He's so brave. So incredibly brave. And even Zuko, like, when there are those moments where, like, when his crew member is hanging off of the ladder, and it was almost like it wasn't even a second thought for him to go up there to save him. You know, while, you know, finding the Avatar is of the utmost importance to him, the things that Iroh says to him, it absorbs, it sinks in, like, he takes it in. So it's not ignored by any means. I am thoroughly impressed with both Sokka and Zuko. I think some people actually said that a lot of people don't like Zuko, and where I get that, like, for me, it's a little hard sometimes to see past the brattiness of, you know, some of these, like, even Katara, sometimes when she's bratty, like, I'm just like, you're annoying me, kid, but, like, I know that there's a reason why that's happening. Most people don't act like brats or, like, are rude to people and are mean to people because, like, they're having a great day or they're feeling good about themselves or they're feeling good in the moment, whatever. Like, that's not the case. Normally there's something happening internally that they're dealing with and they don't know how to deal with it, so they're just acting out of frustration and anger, and definitely you see that sometimes. But I will say with Zuko, it's more so, but I think he has, like, this different pain and this different frustration that's in him. You know, some of these kids have lost their parents because they have gone to war, they have died in the war. And I don't know about Aang's parents. I don't know if he's an orphan. I also, like, are all airbenders bald? Just a random question. But then you have Zuko, who very much has a father. Who doesn't want him? It's heartbreaking. You know, so he's definitely got a different weight on his shoulders than the other kids, but it's still weight. It's still heavy. Even if it's different, still, it's a burden to bear. So guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to these episodes, they will be available on my Patreon, and up to 4 episodes early. That's 2 reactions that you can go into the future before the rest of YouTube. So if you're currently watching this on YouTube, there's more elsewhere. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. 1, did you already feel sympathy for Zuko leading up to this episode? Or did this episode change your mind about him? Because I feel like anybody who is harboring bad feelings about Zuko, this episode probably changed. Because immediately I was like, yeah, that's exactly how I felt about the whole situation. That's exactly what I was thinking the entire time. And to watch it like play out, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And I didn't really guess that Aang had run away, but I thought maybe he was protecting somebody and got caught in the iceberg. But definitely learning that he ran away, that like makes him actually more real. You know, like that's terrifying to have your childhood taken away from you, to have this person that you love and that has been caring for you and is your guardian taken away from you, and going somewhere that you are unfamiliar with that you don't know. Like, I get the urge to run away, and like especially with Appa, like I'm sure you feel safe. I would. But you know, like I can't tell you I saw that coming. The more and more I watch this, the more and more I just absolutely fall in love with these characters. It is just so wonderful, and I'm glad we're getting like various sides of them. You know, we kind of got liar Aang, and we got, you know, Aang that runs away, but like, you know, we got hero and little brother and this person who's good with working with people and bringing people together, you know, so he's very diverse, and I love that. And the same thing with Zuko, you know, he might be angry, but he loves his uncle, and he shows his uncle respect, and he's able to apologize when he's wrong. And I think that that is huge for somebody who harbors a lot of anger in him to be able to do at all. So guys, I'm looking forward to the next couple episodes, because I feel like the second half of season 1, people have told me, kind of swings more adult, and I would say that these 2 episodes, it definitely felt that way. It definitely brought a lot of emotions out of me. And I really enjoy when that happens. So come back here for more, and I'll see you.